Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Marcus Bradley, founder and host of the XY Perspective, and welcome to Father versus Dad here in sunny South Africa, even though it's 8 p.m. Thank you all for if you're joining us on YouTube and watching us live um, online. Tonight, Ben, we um, we have one simple truth we're going to deal with, and that is any man can become a dad by blood, but it takes something far greater to be called father. The title of dad is often given to biological. It's legal, it's a name on the birth certificate, but being a father carries weight. That carries intimacy, relationship, consistency, and presence. A dad is not just the man who gave life, but the man who shapes life. The Bible reminds us the difference. Scripture says that we have one Father in heaven, but also says we cry out Abba, which means Father. It's not distant, it's not formal, it's not unreachable, but it's close, it's personal. That's the cry of a child, not only to have a dad, but have a father in their life. And yet, in today's world, too many men stop at the surface. They give birth to children. I mean, they help give birth to children, but they don't walk with them. They don't talk with them. They're not present, but they're absent. Relationally, they're absent. They get a paycheck every month, but there's no presence. This is the name, and that name is called dad. What we're here is to discern what does it mean to be a father. At the same time, there are uncles, mentors, coaches, stepfathers, and brothers, and they all embody the heart of a father. They show up at the game, they help wipe your tears, they correct you with love, they guide you with wisdom, they prove through consistency that father is not just a title, it's a calling and it's earned. So tonight we must ask ourselves, men, at some point we all have to wrestle with, am I just a dad in name or am I a father through my actions? Gentlemen, welcome to the XY Perspective. Let's have the conversation. Tonight we have Bishop Ed Belong, Mr. Skumba, and the great Josh joining us all on the panel, as well as those watching us on YouTube. We appreciate you all for joining us. Gentlemen, how are you tonight?
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Great opening. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like your
Now,
monologue.
I'm about to get off my soapbox here, and I'm going to start with the easy questions, as we always do on the XY Perspective. So don't be afraid to call out all your answers when you need to. Just give it to us how you feel. Are you guys ready for this?
Yes, we are.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. Yes,
Do it.
sir.
Let's do it. Question number one. Question number one. Okay. What do you think is the core difference between being a father and being a dad? And let's see. Josh, you're a young man on the panel, so we're going to start with you. Our newest dad.
Evening, gentlemen. Evening, everyone.
Good
Yes,
evening.
thank you to the XY for the panel, for the platform to talk and discuss such things. So we really appreciate that.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
so I think you've already touched on that, King. The presence in the child's life and the role you play as a role model and how your contribution to raising the kid. That is the difference. That is a big difference. I think that's the main core. The presence of a father or a dad in a child's life and what role they play. You don't just play a child support guy or you're playing someone who's raising the baby.
Okay.
Yes, I think those are my two biggest ones, two biggest differences I can point out at the moment.
Okay.
I can
Okay.
give it to the other gentleman.
Now, I just wanted to make sure because I know in South Africa it may be flip flop. I know in the States, the title of father outranks the title of dad. So I'm not sure if South Africa has dad as the primary, like the closer
Yes.
relationship, then father is more
Uh,
biological. But I know in the US, father outranks dad. So we'll since I'm only familiar with that, let's stick to that one where we know father is the one that we're looking at and dad is the biological choice. Okay.
so,
Mr. Skumba, you're a seasoned dad. What do you think the core difference between being a father and a dad is?
So I'd like to start by saying good evening, gentlemen, and I would like to welcome the bishop. Okay, and
so
welcome, sir.
formally, oh, okay, let's
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What's your
Okay. So I so I don't know if maybe this is
thank you, Skumba.
other way around, but I'm not quite sure because I believe that the father is someone who is biological,
right?
and then the dad it's someone who is responsible, someone who provides for the for the family. So correct me if I am wrong, but that's how I thought it is.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to make sure we had the differences because I was hearing it in some of the responses from when I talked to other guys that it's dad is the more personal title and
Yes.
father is just the name on the birth certificate. Like
Yes.
that's pretty much over here in South Africa, but we're in the States it's flip flop. So that's why I wanted to make that distinction of we're talking about father being the more responsible and dad being the biological choice, just so we can keep everybody on kind of on the same page. So
Okay,
you're
so I
right.
don't know if maybe it's like flip flop for real because
Yes, sir.
when someone to call you when your child to call you your daddy, you gotta end that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm saying like you gotta provide, you gotta be there, you gotta like do like full time job, for you to be called dad. But to be a
Okay.
father, so you can anyone can be a father, but it's not simple to be a daddy.
Okay. Okay. Bishop, what do you think? The elder statesman on the panel.
All right. Thank you so much, Marcus. Always bringing up some thought-provoking topics that we have to really think about, and we have to discuss these things because they are so important for our communities and for our for our people. And greetings to all the gents. Skumbuzo, I believe that is how you say your name, right?
Yes.
Skumbuzo, and great Josh, the big man himself. All right. So the difference between a father and a dad is very straightforward. From the understanding that I believe is well, it's not what I believe. What I believe it is. A father is more formal. Is a formal way you say my father. This is actually it's supposed to be biological. This is my father, biological father. So you cannot put on a birth certificate, this is my dad. They say the name of the father, not the name of the dad. It's the name of the father. And then the name of the mother. The mother is the biological mother, and then the more informal name would be a mom. A mom is more informal, but it's my mom. It's my mom. So, and it's my dad. So, dad is informal, father is formal,
Yes, sir.
as biological. That is what it is supposed to be. Now, a father is a person who represents first and foremost is someone who has given birth, like has given the seed, the person from whom the seed came to produce the child. That is the carrier of the seed. Now, after the seed is conceived, the child is born. The father is
We lose you, Bishop.
Are we there? Something just went off.
Yeah, you're back now. You're back.
All right.
Okay,
So
you're back.
a relationship is supposed to be formed between the father and the child. Then the child then now would refer to the father as dad. Or I am not English speaking, by the way. I'm French speaking. So from my side, we would say is papa, is père. Père is the formal way to say is my father. Père is father. Papa is like dad. And that is something that comes out of a relationship that is between the child and the father, the emotional connection that is there, the caring, the looking after, and the coaching, the correcting, and the shaping. Everything that takes place there is that in that very safe space is a dad, father, child relationship, but dad to the father or the child to the father. So no, I mean the child referring to his dad or her dad. Yeah, basically
So,
that's how I understand it.
so we get a lot of that, and I thank you all guys for that response. And back in America when I was there, we got a lot of terms or terminology. Somebody's got a lot of feedback on the microphone. Okay. I got you. All right, I'll put you back in a second. Um, in the States, we got terms like baby daddy. You know, that's just that's my dad. Everybody's a dad, all right. And then, like Bishop said, when it's more formal, when there's a closer connection, more of a respect to the position of dad, that's when you call someone your father. That's my father. So that's how I see it. And that's, Josh, Snoop, both of you guys are right when you say dad has to be earned. Yes, it does. But we're just trying to make sure that we signify that one of these is earned and one of these is given. All right. And that's what we're trying to break down tonight so that others can understand too. And maybe somebody say, well, I take care of my kids. I pay all my child support. Yeah, but you ain't seen them in 6 years. What are you doing? You're just a paycheck. You're not really a dad or a father. You're just a paycheck. You have kids, but you're not a dad or a father because you're not present. So now in your personal journey, men, when did you realize that there was a difference in the two roles? Or have you all known that there's been a difference between a dad and a father? Anyone can go first. Anybody? Nobody? Just unmute yourself when you're ready.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's best to throw to somebody is so maybe it can help. But let me say that from my side, I think these things I began knowing them. I will maybe not talk too much because as a pastor, so obviously I'll have a lot to say. So I would like to hear from the guys really, if you don't mind first. Then maybe I
Okay.
can yeah. If
All
I'm
right.
quiet,
Scooby,
it's
we
not
go to you
because
first.
I don't.
Stumba, can you hear us?
Oh yes, yes, I can hear you. It's to be quite honest with you, like it wasn't something I was taking serious all along until you brought it up.
Okay.
Then I was like, oh, okay. Then that's when I started like trying to figure it out exactly, or which one is the father and which one is dad. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So was when I did bring it up and you started to think about it, was there something that clicked or there's something that went inside? Be like, okay, this is the moment I knew that there was a difference and I'm different.
Yes, a lot of things clicked because I did take the like my father's situation. That's when I started asking myself that was he just a father or he was a daddy to me. Then
Okay.
I realized that actually he was both. So he played both roles in my life. So I even like put that situation in my shoes. Then I like looked at how my kids are calling me, and then I realized, oh wow, they're calling me dad.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when I noticed that okay, it seems like I'm doing a great job.
All right, that's good. And I've
Yes.
seen some of the notes you posted in our chat group to where your daughter has commented to such, and you do a great job. So keep that up. Keep up that good work. Josh, what you got for us? Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, just so y'all know, Josh is a new father. He has a 1 year old, and he's doing, or is she two now? Can't hear you, sir.
Oh, the years have gone by, eh?
Yes,
Can
sir.
you-
Got you now.
Yes, sir. I'm saying it's a year and a half now, eh?
Yes, yes. So new father. What has
Yes, gentlemen.
in your
Oof.
personal journey now? What between not being a
Yes.
father, having a child till now? What's been the biggest difference for you?
Having someone look up to you like that has been a big difference for me. Personally, I've had to look at myself, the way I'm living, my behavior, see if I'm good enough to be called a father. If my kids see me, are they proud to say that's my father? Or
Mm,
they'll rather just be keep quiet, say, no, I know that guy, which is
that's
something that I grew up with other kids doing it, you know. Uh, One example of my friend back when I was still in grade 8, fresh in high school, we would pass his father in the tavern and he wouldn't say it was his father. He would just pass in like, yeah, man, yeah, I was just talking. And in a way, I got to know it was his father over other people talking about it. That no, that's the guy's father. And we never had that conversation, me and my friend, about it. He never came to me and said, yeah, you see that guy there in the tavern? That's my father. Which, in a way, now that I'm thinking about it, because now I'm a father, I would not want my kids to see me in the street and act like I'm just another guy. They just don't know me or they just know me from the street.
they don't acknowledge you.
So they don't acknowledge me as their father. So in a way, my behavior has tried to set a good example, a good role model, try to provide as much as I can so that they can see me and be proud to say that is my father. I'm happy that he's my father, you
Yes,
know?
sir. Yes, sir. And
Yeah,
thank you for that.
because
Oh,
nah, pleasure kings. It's all good.
okay. Yeah. Thank you for that. Now we did have Mr. Polite join us. Uh, Mr. Polite is our youngest member on the panel. He has not yet had children, so he is not a father or a dad so far, but he has a relationship with his father and dad. We'll dive into that a little bit if you feel comfortable in talking about that as much as you would like to, Mr. Polite. I'm not going to force you to go into it, but you can. So before we let Bishop go, I'm going to ask Mr. Polite his first question. How has your relationship with your own father shaped you to be the man you are today? You can, yeah, there you
go. Good evening, Kings. How are you? I'm sorry for entering the zone after a few minutes. I'm very sorry. There was huge traffic, on the main roads. Kumba saw that, so yes, he's my witness. I have a witness on this one. It's not my fault. There was traffic, so I kind of got home late. Sorry about that, but hey, I'm here now.
Yes, sir. So your question was, how has your relationship with your own dad or father shaped you to be the man you are today?
That's a very good question. I love that. So I will truly say I grew up without a father. Honestly, I'm 18 years now, and I haven't seen him in 18 years. So yes, I haven't seen him in ever. So with that in mind, I had that sense of hatred and resentment towards my father as a child. But due to circumstances in life, you eventually see that we are all human beings. We are, as individuals, choose what we want and don't want in this world. So I ended up accepting my father not being a part of my life.
Okay.
And I'm not really, I got to a point where it's okay now. It's fine. I understand. I actually put myself, in his shoes, where I thought of maybe, what if I wasn't ready to have a child mentally? What if I wasn't ready to be with a child in my life? Because a child is actually, a forever burden. Like, they will always be in your life until you die, unless they die first. Then yes, and maybe he wasn't ready for me, and he decided to leave and start a better life. But I hope wherever he is, he's actually taking care of his family.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, and I appreciate that, and I thank you for sharing that. I know that's a personal issue, and I know it's a story that we can all kind of relate to. Maybe we did have our fathers, maybe we didn't. I know as a young man, I did not, but my father came back into my life as an adult.
Yes, sir.
And so I can relate to your story some way. And I invited my son on, but he hasn't made it yet. It's a different time zone in the States. So I hope he joins us here in a second, because it's a unique relationship when your father is there and when he isn't there. And
yes, sir.
I kind of compared it to having an interstate, like a highway, and then a back road, like a side road. So when your father's there, you're kind of on the interstate. You're on the highway. You get the N1. You got all the lanes. Everywhere is wide open. But when he's not there, you got to take the streets, the side roads. It's traffic. It's potholes. It's all kinds of distractions and things in the way.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes you a minute to get to your destination. Whereas if you were on the N1, you would get there a lot quicker. So that's how I try to account for it. So Bishop, I'm gonna turn it to you a little bit to discuss one question that I'm gonna ask everyone, but I wanted you to answer this one first. What are some of the consequences? Because I know as a bishop, you probably mentored and counseled a lot of men in your lifetime as a bishop. So what are some of the consequences in a child or man's life that you have seen when a man as a father chooses not to be involved in a child's life?
Yeah, well, once again, thank you so much, Marcus, and greetings to the polite. Good to see you, sir, and thank you for joining us. Your story is
Likewise.
very, very, very touching. And I want to really emphasize the fact that these topics we are discussing here, what we're talking about, is not really intellectualism. It's not about just to have some intellectual answers or some sophisticated answers. These are topics that deal with life, life issues where people are really, really affected. And we are hoping that what we are saying here is going to be of help to someone who's listening, someone who's going through some difficulties and dealing with some issues in their lives with their relationship with their father or maybe their relationship with their child. I must begin by saying that myself, I'm a father of two. I had my first son. It was not something that was planned. It was those things when you just go around playing, and then you're in fact you're just having fun. Basically, you don't plan a family. So I had a first son. I think I was 18 years of age. I was very young at that time. And as a result of that, because I was so young, the parents of the girl didn't want me to be anywhere near that child. In fact, near their daughter, and they just chased me like I must get away. I must get out of there. So I it was very painful because I really wanted to be in the life of my child. Even though myself, I was also a child. I wasn't even able to do anything for myself. I was still depending on people to help me. But now I have gone out there and created another baby, another child. So this now is the situation. I'm a father of this child, but I cannot do anything for that child. I want to be a part of his life, but because of my situation at that time, I wasn't even allowed to be close to that child. So I was separated from him for 10 years.
Mm.
10 years, I didn't see the child. I didn't know what he was or what he looked like or anything. So this child grew up without me in their life, and the mother was given to somebody else who got married to her. And, just life just went on. And that boy stayed there and for many years didn't want to move on. He just wanted to meet me. He just wanted to know me until he came after, as I say, after 10 years, after 10 good years. Then he began to look for me. And then that's how I ended up meeting him and tried to be a part of his life. And now, by the grace of the Lord, we are talking daily, basically. I'm helping him in many ways. But those years that were lost, they are something that you can actually never gain again. It is a very, very painful thing when you are not able to spend time with a child and build memories from as the child was growing up and all this. And that is where the whole dad thing comes in, because you are spending time together, you building together, you teaching, you growing him up and picking him up and all that, dropping off, picking up. And that is where the whole relationship is actually developed. But when he walked up in my life, I think, he was already so big. Then he came into my life. Just began to work things out again. Now that is the one thing. Then the other one is my other son is also now 25. He's also a big man. He doesn't live with me anymore. He's moved to Rassenberg. He lives by himself. But I'm still a dad. I'm still a father, and that I've grown with him. That one is a boy that I've given birth to, and we grew together and raised him until he's big. Now he is by himself. So the two relationships are so different. They are different in the sense that the one who was with me, the one that grew with me, the one that I raised from day one until now, And the one that was absent in my life, or I was absent in their lives for at least 10 years, is that relationship is not the same. It's not the same. And in which way? In the way that I don't have any memories with the one that I didn't spend time with, and this one I have memories with. Now, when it comes to both of them, okay, the only memories that I can have, or the only feelings, the emotions that I feel for the one who was not with me, is feelings of guilt. Like I feel like I would like to do much more. I feel like doing something for him so that he can feel that I'm his father, really, that I'm there for him and all that. And the other one who grew up with me, he has more of an entitlement mindset. Like for him, everything is just so easy because he's been with me the whole time, and he thinks he can do anything he wants to do, and I will just be there. So it's like this is the two relationships that you have, but the impact is enormous. Coming back to the question you were asking, the impact of having children and not being in their life is the worst thing you can ever do to your child. And we're saying this here because we want everybody who is listening to this, if you have a child, you need to know that that child needs you, unless it is impossible for you to have access to that child, maybe legally or whatsoever the case may be, or I don't know. But you need to make sure you are in the life of your child, no matter the circumstances, no matter how difficult it is for you. The child needs you. You need to be a father and you need to be a dad. Both. You need to be both. Because if you're not in their lives, the chances that they may actually choose a wrong path are very high. Many kids that have turned into criminals and all that is because most of them, you will find that there were no father figure in their lives, or they just grew up by themselves. They try to learn things out there by themselves, and they fall into the hands of the wrong people. So we cannot overstate that, overemphasize the fact that having a dad and a father is very, very important. And we should have that in our lives. The impact is enormous when there is no father in the lives of the children.
Yes, sir. And thank you for that, Bishop. Thank you. We'll appreciate that, because that's going to lead me into some other things I want to ask Scuba and Josh, since they both have kids now. And we're going to stay on script, so don't worry. I'm not going to go too far left on you. All right. So we're going to stay here. But Scuba, you heard what Bishop was talking about, the impact of not being there. How has it helped you being there with your children now? How as opposed to the relationship you had with your father, how is your relationship with your children better than yours with your father, or the same or worse? Like, is there a difference between how you and your father was and how you and your kids are?
I don't see much of a difference because, like, I understand. Like, I used to, my father used to stay like away from us because of work, but like he used to provide like whatever we needed at that moment. Like he used to like send money, or sometimes every Friday he used to come home. Like I've never had a problem with that. Everything was like flowing so smooth because we used to understand that he has to do what a man gotta do.
Right.
And then when it comes to me, I am trying my best to follow his footsteps. But I live with my kids. I've ever since my firstborn is 13 years old. I've never went a day without uh without like spending some time with her. I'm always there. when she's not around, she'll be like maybe at my brother's place or her grandfather, like by her mother's side. So they are always right next to me, like they're always on my lap.
Okay.
So I would like to say, like, I'm trying my best to be there for my kids. I don't want them to like to miss a father in their life. I just want them to, like, to have that life.
Right. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. We get it. We get it. We get it. And you said your oldest is how old again?
She's 13 years old.
13.
Yes.
And she gonna start hating you here in a few minutes. All girls.
Yeah, it's
don't.
almost that time, man. It's almost that time. But
She gonna start
I
hating
can
you.
say any second from now. Any second from now.
Yeah, all of my daughter did it to me. She turned like 14 and just, Dad, I hate you. I'm like, what am I doing? But so it's coming. It's coming. Josh,
Yeah.
I want to ask you a similar question. Not the same as school because his kids are a little older and you just now, and don't worry, Blood, I'm coming right to you next. So get ready. Because if I understand, you had stepchildren first and then your own child came into the picture. So is there a difference in emotion with the stepchildren and being a stepfather to them and then having your own child be born into that blended situation? Is there a difference in emotion or approach, or is it about the same?
Yeah. The emotion is different. It is different because my other kids are on them already. They during their first birthdays, growing up, the first steps, first words, and all those things that I have recently done with my youngest at the moment, my little one. And well, there is a difference in connection, but luckily they're still young. And in their young stages, I get to see a lot more stages as well of my stepkids. I get to see each year going by and them getting a little bit taller, them learning to do this, them doing this and that. And I'm happy to be present in their life for that. I mean, it's a tricky situation there if you really think about it.
We're losing you a little bit, Josh. Josh, you back? No, he's not.
I am. They are aware that I am not their biological father. Back? Are we back? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we got you back.
Yes, King. Yes. As I was saying, in a way,
We lost you again.
Can I just say something
my
to
step
related
kids.
in relation to what Polite said?
Josh, we'll come back to you in a second. Hold on. We got.
Go
You
ahead.
keep dropping out.
Go
We're gonna
ahead,
come right.
Bishop. Go ahead, Bishop.
Yeah, I
All
just
right.
want to say something in relation with the situation with Polite. I want to say to you, sir, that first of all, God loves you, and there is a purpose for your life. Now, you may not have your father in your life, but that is why God said He places the lonely in families. You can have a father who may not be your biological father, but someone can help you, someone can guide you, someone can mentor you, can coach you. And God always places people in our lives that could replace your biological father. Fathering is something, as we've said before, it is like the seed that came from that man to make you. That is your biological father, but that is not the end if you don't have a biological father to help you grow up, because there are situations where the biological father dies, passes on, and is not there. Now, it doesn't mean that that child cannot have someone else to raise them. God will always bring someone in your life that will play the role of a father, who will help you, who will lead you, who will guide you.
Yes, sir.
You said you are how long? How old? 18.
18. Yes, sir.
18 years of age. You are still a very, very young man. And I tell you, my advice to you would be, I don't know whether you believe in Jesus, would be for you to find a good church, to join it, and then you will find a father there who is going to help you. Someone who is going to help groom you, help lead you, help guide you, coach you. And whilst you're praying for your biological father, maybe you will meet him one day to even prepare your heart so that you may forgive him. We don't know the reasons why he left, what happened, or whatsoever. At this stage, we don't know. I don't know whether you know. But the main thing is that the Bible promises us that God places the lonely in families. That is Psalm 68, verse 6. You must read that. God places the lonely in families. God will find you a father, someone who will be able to parent you, to coach you, to be a tutor to you, somebody who is going to be able to really groom you. That person is there, and God Himself is our Father. The ultimate Father is God the Father. He's our heavenly Father, who will also find us an earthly Father who can help us when we don't have any means of connecting with our biological father. So I just wanted to say that to you. Please be strong. It's painful. It's not easy. Is you may feel like you are rejected, but you must know that you are accepted. You are not rejected. There's nothing wrong with you. You are well, and you will rise above your difficulties, and you will become a great man, and you will become a great father to your children.
Thank you, Bishop. And Polite, did you want to say something to that? Because I got a question for you too, but did you want to reply to that first?
Uh, thank you very much, Mr. Bishop, for the kind words. Thank you, sir. But I can honestly say, for a really long time, I actually bared a lot of hatred towards the fact that he wasn't there, that he left, and he left my mother. To be frank, me, okay, fine, me, it's fine. He left my mother alone and all that, and for a really long time, I actually resented him due to, growing up as kids. There's always the father holiday, there's always Father's Day and all that. Other kids are celebrating their fathers and all that, and here you are just looking at your mother like, hey, where is he? I'm waiting for my milk though. So I can honestly say, for a really long time, I actually bred feelings of resentment towards that man. But after a really long time, at some point, I actually forgave my father wholeheartedly through spirit, mind, and body. I actually forgave him for not being there. I understood why he's not there. And at that moment, I felt so relieved, like the burden on my back was actually removed. I was at peace at that moment. And I will never forget that feeling I had when I actually forgave him genuinely. So I, I'm very happy that I'm not in a state where I can say I hate the man. No, I do not resent the man anymore. But I can truly say he lost the title, the rank as a father, and I lost a title as his son. So I can definitely say I am not his son. He is not my father. We're just men.
Okay.
He's just a man who helped bring me into this world, not towards hatred. He's just a man not worthy of any title in my life anymore. And even if I was to meet him, I would tell him that you're not a being worthy of being called a father throughout all the forgiveness and all that. I do not need you anymore. I am strong as I am with the family that I have now. But it's debatable. It's debatable. But yes, thank you again, Mr. Bishop. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
And let me be clear on one thing. First, thank you, Polite, for sharing that. It's relating to me because I understand where you're coming from, because I was in the same boat. And what I had to deal with, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I was an angry child. I was furious because of that void that my father left in my life. I was because I couldn't understand what I did to him to make him not want me in his life. Why do you want me around? Why? I mean, you got other kids, they see you every day. What's wrong with me? What's the matter with me? And I was angry. I wasn't, well, let me take that back. I wasn't angry. I had rage. It was to the point of rage inside. And all the while I was a young adult, even a teenager and all those things, a lot of my life choices was based off of that rage. I finally in the military learned how to focus it and use it to my advantage. But then, like with Bishop, at 18, I became a father and I had my daughter. And let me tell you, having a daughter changes everything. You have to change and change quickly. So I relate to everything you're saying, Polite. And like Bishop said, you're not alone in this. And it took me until I was like 35 to forgive my dad. And the moment I did it, just like you did, the moment I forgave him, the shackles came off, the weight came off my back, and I felt like a brand new person. But it was hard. There was a lot of lonely days. There was a lot of crying nights. There was a lot of angry days and just unforgiveness. But once I learned to forgive, once I learned to let it go, then my life started to become better. I'm going to tell you, at your age, you got a long road in front of you, but you're not going at it by yourself. You got your brothers here, the Kings here on the channel. Anytime you need assistance with anything, you can call anybody. Bishop Ed Belong is the bishop at Grace Court Impact Center in Johannesburg. I don't know how close that is to you, but he's mentored me through some things too. So, or counseled me, I'm gonna say. Well, mentor, counsel, same thing. But he's helped me through some situations, and I encourage you to reach out, even if it's just a once off or a twice off. Just get some background and go with that. But no child should be without their father. And if we see men that we know that aren't in their child's life to have kids, pull them to the side, like, yo, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Go see your kids, go talk to them. And we need to have more accountability in that way so these kids aren't grow. And even if you're not the father, go over there. And I know I came to Josh's house a couple of times and talked to the kids, and they called me Uncle Marcus, Malume. Yeah, they call me Uncle Marcus. But I enjoy that. I enjoy reaching out because I want to provide just even a feeling, if I can, of something that I didn't get. And I try, like Scuba, I try my best to be in my kids' life every day, as much as I can. And now that they're adults, I call them, but it is very rough out here for men. And what we're doing now is trying to bring about awareness so that men can understand you need to have presence in a child's life to earn the title. You have to be there to earn the title. You just can't give it. You have to be there to earn that title. And Polite, I wish he had been there for you and he could earn that title from you. But you have every right to deny him that because he wasn't there. But you still have a father, and you've done right by honoring him. But you don't have to allow yourself to continue to exist there. You're
Yes, sir.
You're your own man now, so I'm proud of you.
Yes,
man.
sir.
All right, gentlemen. We're 49 minutes in. We got a few more questions. but they're going to get much easier. You know, they're going to get much easier. So we live in a different kind of culture now with social media. So how does social media and the internet and how we live life now, how do you think that affects what the responsibilities of a father or slash dad is to children? Or do you think that has an impact on it? And Skumba, we'll start with you first on this one. We'll let you go on this one first.
May you please repeat the question again?
We in our society, in our cultures now, with the internet and the things we see on social media, do you think it has an impact on how men father their children now? Like, I know in the old school how it used to go, but how is fathering now, especially in a time with social media and long distance video chat and things like that? How is it different fathering your children now, as opposed to how you came up?
No, I believe that everything since of the internet and like it becomes so much easier, where you can just communicate with your people at any time. Because like back in the day, like fathers used to leave to go to work and then work the, like, let's say maybe the whole day without communicating with their family. Like they've been gone for something like 8 hours, not knowing if the kids or the wife are still all right at home. I believe now everything it's way much easy, because at any time you can just pick up your phone and check on your. I believe that like the technology is helping us a lot.
Okay, Josh.
Yeah.
How has social media and the internet and things like technology, as Skumba was saying, how has that affected you as a father?
Yes. It has made things easier. Communication is now much easier, like Kumba said. But it has also brought in a certain, I don't know whether it's jealousy or a want for something that they see on the internet that maybe at the moment I currently cannot provide as a father, which in a way they'll be judging that, man, my father cannot do this for me, but I saw this girl on social media on TikTok. She got herself a big bicycle for her birthday, and at the moment I might not be able to get her a bicycle, and in a way makes them compare themselves with the rest of the world, which is, I mean, it's good to want, but I try to teach them that we live according to what we can. We have to do what we can. The neighbors do what they can, and the other people on social media do what they can. But if I can get you bread today, I will make sure I get you bread. If I can get a bicycle today, I do understand. Please understand that eventually I will get you that bike, but not today. And in a way, social media kind of put that little pressure on us, you know? Everything else that's happening out there, that the kids are now wanting this, wanting that. And I mean, it's tough. It's tough raising little girls. You know, there's a lot of things on social media as well that you have to be aware of. As a father, I try my best to protect them from such, because social media is full of strangers. It's full of, and there's been countless cases of Facebook rapists, what doing this, calling people to come over and then they disappear. And it's one of my biggest fears as well, because of this social media, and the kids are now online. You can't keep them off. You have to keep them on, because that's the new world. But it has just made me that much cautious to try, who are you talking to on the social media? You have to be cautious. You have to think about such things, that people are getting stolen, body parts are being sold apparently. So social media, as much as it's helping, it's kind of putting a certain strain to
Okay.
us as parents,
Okay.
it does give us that strength. So we have to be a little bit firm, have a firm hand with the kids on how they use social media.
Okay. Now let me touch on that real quick, but then Bishop, because I need you to answer this. Being a Josh, and I understand exactly what you're talking about. It adds a new avenue of protection that you have to have over your children, especially with social media and those dangers
Yeah.
that lie out there. So you must have that extra awareness. What are you surfing? What are you looking at? Things of that nature. Who are you talking to? That like that. But Bishop, in the age like with us when we came up before the internet, and now that you've come up into it now, has it had a positive or a, as I asked the other guys, has it had a more positive with like communication, or has it caused more distance with you and the adult children that you have now? Especially with one having one situation and the other having a whole different experience with you. Has that helped or hurt any kind of thing with those two situations in your life?
Yeah, I would think that, as Skumbuzo said earlier on, there has been a lot of help with social media. Well, social media is what? Social media is, when we're talking about social media, we're not talking about the side of communication
Mhm.
where you can communicate. Like now we are online, we are
Yes.
in different places, but we can communicate, we can talk about these things, we can help people. It is very helpful in that way. But social media, as we know it, is about the information, the influx of information that is online. That has not been good for parenting. Hasn't been very helpful. It has been a challenge because you have got so many people raising your child,
Mhm.
so many people talking to them. It's not just what you say, is they spend more time on social media than they spend with you. So the person who spends more time with your child has more power in influencing the child than yourself. So because social media is at the moment, is at the hype where kids are forever on their phone, on cell phone, on the internet. So they spend more time with strangers. They spend more time with people who are influencing them, to the point where whatever you say at home, it may find that they've already got a much, a percentage of the whatever they receiving a lot of information from social media than what you're giving. So, in other words, what I'm trying to say is that I don't think social media has helped us in raising children at this stage. I think it's destroying the children. It's bringing all kinds of cultures to our homes, things that we were never introduced to. Life is about cultures, our values and our cultures. You are raised in a certain way in your house. Even when you were to go out, people will ask, from which family are you from? Because they would see the values, the morals, the culture, the things that have been put in you from your parents, from your home. Now, the challenge we have with the new world is that social media is bringing all kinds of cultures into your home, and to a point where your child can grow up and having nothing of your own culture, because you're not even home, and most time you are at work, and the person that is talking to them is from China, or is from Europe, or is from Asia. It's just from somewhere, and that is the person they're listening to. And those people, they call them influencers. The influencers from social media is people who influence other people, who influence, and then they influence our children, and they give them their mind, and to the point where, if you're not careful, your child will grow up having nothing of you, basically. Yeah, so it's a challenge.
And now we see the difference what we're working with. Scuba was positive about it. It had a lot of positive things with the communication. Josh also had the communication, but then there's an added level of awareness because of social media. And then Bishop says it's not healthy, that it's taken away from core values and influence that we have over our children. So I'm going to direct it to the man that doesn't have a child, Mr. Polite, and I'm going to ask him, even with social media, what have you learned through your mentoring with other people or learning? What have you learned about stepping into a child's life, whether you're going to be a step parent or a mentor or a role model? What have you learned or heard or figured out from your experience that you can step into a child's life and teach them through what can you teach them through either mentorship, either coaching them or leadership? What are some of the things, the roles and responsibilities that you picked up where you can teach a child going into their life just based off of what you have learned out here?
All right. That's a very good question, Mr. Bradley. And I can definitely say, before I teach or mentor that child in any manner, I would observe what kind of a person are they?
Okay.
How do they view this world themselves as an individual? How do you view your own world, boy or girl? How do you view this situation? And from that, I get the chance to see what they like. What kind of resolve do they need in order for me to actually lead them into step 2, step 3 of me teaching them how to do something. So for me, it will be more of an observation instead of shouting at you for, let's say, maybe do the dishes, child. It's more of a, okay, I'll give you the chance to see if you're gonna do the dishes before I actually pursue you on doing the dishes. And if you don't do the dishes, I'll do them. It's fine. I'll give you a chance to see that, okay, this man does it. I do the dishes. Your mother does the dishes, but do you do the dishes? If you don't do the dishes, then it's a problem. I will whoop your black ass. I am beating you up. What is wrong with you? Jeez, your mom is doing the dishes. I'm doing the dishes. You are out here chilling with your phone. Oh my God, I am beating the devil out of that child. I will beat them up so good. They will start doing the dishes. I'm kidding. I won't beat them up. But it's more of a, like, make them understand, like, give them a reason to actually start doing. So the dishes are more of an example, really, but like, how give them a reason to actually start doing the dishes. Am I doing the dishes? Do they? Does that child see what kind of a man am I? Am I a clean person? Because you see, sometimes as families, kids, and parents, we tend to not realize that our children actually observe and get the influence from us as parents. Because when it comes to the social media topic, I can definitely say it has a good and a bad influence to our society, because you can now find kids in their homes just because they saw a clip where the child was speaking to their parent in a very disrespectful manner, and they think they have the entitlement to actually speak to your adult in a way that is very disrespectful. They kind of get the influence of, you know what, I think I can do it too. I mean, that child did it. I will definitely do it too. So for me, it's more of a influence and observation of, so let's let go of social media for a moment. What kind of a person are you as a child? Like, for me, I'm as a person who didn't grow up under a father figure. I'm not really a complicated child towards my mom. No, I'm a simple person because that's how I choose to be. I chose this path. I wasn't really told what to do. I didn't really ask for much because I personally viewed and understood the situation we were going through. So I knew my limitations and I knew exactly what had to be done. So I can definitely say sometimes it's sort of social media, but what kind of a person are you as a person? You know, how do you say as a child? Because even some grown-ups are quite stupid, to be frank. You know, I can actually put myself in a situation where I'm like, oh my god, I can think 10,000 times better than this old man. This man is about what, 40, 30, but I'm in a I'm in a reality where I can actually like come up with a better idea than this person. So I can definitely say it's more of an individual situation than I'm a parent role thing. I don't know how to put it there, but yes, yes, yes,
Let me let me help you with that. Let me help you with that because
yes,
I think the
yes,
other guys are noticing too that even without the presence, even without you being there as a father,
yes,
and Polite's a good example. They're going to develop their own way. They're going to figure it out their
yes.
own way, whether
They have
you
to.
there or not. Yes, they have to. And what we need to do is not allow YouTube to raise our kids. I know it's a good babysitter for us. We turn it on and they'll sit there and watch it and be good while we do other stuff. But our presence is still present, not just being in the same room, but am I interacting with you? Am I talking to you? Am I having conversations with you? And am I giving you hugs? And one thing I've learned here in my own home that it is an ongoing battle. It is a struggle to blend a family that's already existing without you, then to marry into that family and then try to put yourself into that situation. You got to learn all these people, all these different personalities, all these different backgrounds. And it is a constant learning experience. You're never going to get it all at once. So you have to try to evolve as the situation goes. And it is very tough. And like in Polite situation, nobody was there to step in and take those reins. So he had to figure it out on his own. And Josh and well, Bishop, your children are grown now, but with Josh, you can see how you're having an impact every day, even with your stepchildren, that they see you doing things. You give them chores or you give them responsibilities, and they're starting to learn from you. And as long as you have that influence, they will learn from you and go in that direction. Polite, unfortunately, had to find his own path. And Bishop was there. He explained his situation. One child had more influence with him, one child didn't. Not of his own choosing, but he still had to deal with that regardless. He's been with both his kids the whole way, and so they'll both have the influence from him. So we have to make sure that we understand we're keeping in touch, even if we are present, that we're actively being involved in their lives, not just handing them a tablet or handing them the laptop, say, go watch this while I go to work, and then let the laptop babysit them because they start watching, like I said, they start watching stuff that takes them left field. Then you come home and that's not even your child anymore. They start great. And yeah, you can say something, you can try to say some stuff to me if you want to, but it's not going to go the way you think. And to avoid that kind of a situation, we have to not only be present, but be actively involved in our child's situations that we're there with. All right, gentlemen, we're doing good. Is everybody okay right now? Everybody all right?
Yes, yes.
I know you had a
Yeah,
long
we
day.
still good, man. We still
We're gonna
good.
get two more questions. Scoob, I know it's almost your bedtime. I know it's
I
Oh,
was just about to say that
at
I
this
might need
point,
to
he's
excuse
past his
myself.
bedtime.
okay. Yes, sir. Bishop, yes, sir.
I was just saying that I might just maybe I can take one more question. I may need to excuse myself because I just need to get myself ready for tomorrow. I need to finalize a few things.
Okay,
If you
okay,
don't mind.
okay.
Great discussion, really.
If I'll start with you then for Bishop's last question, then we'll each have one more after this. But Bishop, when you reflect on your own life, what steps or what things would you have changed? Well, I'll just use your own personal situation. What things would you have changed if you could and not just being there in the situation with your first son and your second son, is there something that you would change with the relationship with the first son other than just being more present? Is there something that you have learned over the years that you would change about that situation?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There are things that I would have done a little bit different if I think I gave up too soon, too quick.
How so?
I yeah. When I was told not to come close to my child, I just gave up, and also I just walked away, and I felt, well, if they don't want me, let me not be there. But I think that was a grave mistake that I made. I should have persist in trying to be in his life in one way or another. Like try to really be there, try to at least uh, visit, or just from time to time show up and say hello, just to have a little bit of a memory of seeing him at different stages and different ages of life. That is something that I wish I could have had a chance to do. So it's something that I would change. I wouldn't advise somebody to just stay away from their child because of challenges. Yeah, that is something I definitely would have done differently.
Yes, sir. And I appreciate that. And like with your story, after I divorced my first wife, it was a challenge to stay with my kids. It was a big challenge. There was a lot of fighting, but they were worth the fight. And I know, like you said, you would go back and change it. And man, I wish you could, because I mean, man, look, I'm out here in the streets rumbling with these dudes and just fighting just to go and pick my kids up, But if anybody on earth was worth fighting for, it was them. And so if I almost got locked up, I almost got locked up. But I'm going to get my, like, dude, who are you? You're not that dad. I'm there. I'm here. We gotta fight for me to pick my kids up. Well, come on outside then, sir. We got to handle this. So yes, sir. I believe. Hey, look, you ain't finna keep me away from mine. And I know if given the opportunity, you would go back now and do it much different. So I'm sorry that you didn't have that opportunity, but maybe there's still time.
Yeah.
Maybe there's still time to change it.
Well, thank you so much, guys. I'm going to have to love and leave you now. Thank you so much. The Lord bless you and keep strong. Polite.
Yes, sir.
God bless you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Bishop's gonna step away, but men, I'm gonna we still got a couple more questions that I can get through with y'all, and it's a real simple one. Can you be a father without being a dad, or do you have to be both in your kid's life? And polite for you, I'll ask you, when you become a father, what do you think you can be one without being the other? So we'll start with the new father first with Josh, then we'll go to Scuba, then we'll go to Polite. You gotta unmute yourself, Josh.
Let's check it out quickly. I thought it was all a fairy tale. Oh my god. Look at this. It's really a
Josh,
I can't believe it.
you gotta unmute yourself. Did you hear us?
I can hear you, gentlemen.
Okay. Did you
Yes.
hear the question?
Can you be a father without being a dad, or you have to be both?
Yes.
I thought it was going to polite, but okay, let me take it.
No, he's gonna be last because he's got to come up with his right now. So because you're already a
All
dad,
right.
can you be one
Understood.
without the other?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So, like you said, descriptions do differ between South Africa and the USA, like you're saying. We take it, dad is more personal, father is more formal, more biological, more like what's down there on paper. So, on paper, you can be a father and then disappear in one's life. That in a way does not take away the fact that you are still the father. You are still the father even though you're not present in one's life. And
Okay.
you can be a dad without being the biological father of the child. So you can still be a dad and be considered the dad. That's my dad. And that's the person that's raising me, even though you are not biological the father of the child.
Okay.
I'll say it's better to be both.
Okay.
It's
Even in the
more
step.
ideal to be both.
Right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'm still on.
Skumba. Okay. Skumba, you too. Since you already have the experience, do you think you can be one without the other, or do you have to be both?
I believe that you have to be both, right? And then so the thing is like you gotta start by being a father, and then as time goes on, and then when you like realize some things in life, and then that's when you gotta be a daddy. So I
Okay.
think, yeah. So I think you for you to like for it to work, you gotta be a father first, and then you become a daddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with those. I agree with that also. And from in my case right now, being a stepfather, I'm also, like I said, I'm still figuring out how to uh, intertwine myself into their lives, so to speak. As they're learning me, I'm learning them. You know, and it's been rough for them because I maybe came in a little too strong, a little too macho, too tough for them. They weren't used to someone like me in their life. And then I came in. So I myself have had to learn to just step back, so to speak. And like Polite said, observe who they are more, not try to, impose my will so much, but learn their personalities more, learn their lifestyles more, learn who they are, and then blend that in as best as possible because it'll be rough. And it has been rough. It's not easy blending the family, but it's like I said, it's a learning process for me. And I wish I could go back a couple years now and change up some things, but like I said, I'm learning and still learning. Even at my age, I'm still learning. And you guys are helping me. The boys are helping me here, and it's believe it or not, I'm doing much better having you guys around to talk to and bounce things off of with Bishop and other part of Dr. Anthony, Lucas, all these guys. It's a bunch of people that have influenced me, so to speak, since I've been here, and it's helping me out a lot too. So Polite, I got to come to you now. We've already
Yes, sir.
talked to the experienced dads. We understand. When it's your turn, which step do you think is more important? Fatherhood first, or dad, or both? Which one? Which one would you like to try to be?
All right. Well, given my position, I am in no position to know which comes first, but I shall use logic.
All right.
My logic, at least. Well, okay. First, I believe these titles both have power towards who they influence. But I shall say this without fear of contradiction. I believe that father and dad is more of a balance. You don't really choose which comes first. So for me, I think the scale tips higher. Like the father title is. In my perception. I think the father title is more of I'm a higher power than the dad title. Because for me, I think the dad title is more of I'm physically there to my children. they see me, I see them. Then a father title is more of an emotional stage where they actually talk to me as a friend, as a brother, and I talk to them I'm as a friend and as a child and as someone who is capable of thinking for themselves. So for me, I think a father title is more of a I'm in a comfortable space where I can actually tell my child that I also have flaws as a human being. I won't be perfect because I'm as a dad. You don't really want to tell your children that you're not perfect. You're vulnerable as well. Oh my God! Now you're out there crying in front of them. But as a father, you can definitely lower your pride and actually tell them that yes, my boy or my girl, I'm going through problems as well. I will not teach you everything you need to know, but I'll teach you what will help you survive in this world. So I think
Okay.
a father title plays a bigger role than a dad title. I mean, at least that's what I think. I might be proven wrong in the next few years when I'm the father now. I'm like, oh damn, I guess I can't live up to my own ideals.
I think you're right, and in my personal opinion, I think the title of father outranks the title of dad. But
Of course, yes, yes,
flip flop. It's flip flop depending on your background or your upbringing.
yes, yes,
But
yes,
you you would like to earn that title of father first,
yes,
and
yes,
then as you go along and personalize it, as Skumba said it, you become dad because of the more interactions you have, the more input you have in the child's life. You get more informal because you're around more, and you get relaxed. They call you dad. Like the formal title for father, that's like higher. It's like you got to get dressed up to go see your father.
yes, yes,
But
yes. But
you go to the soccer match with your dad. Y'all hanging out.
yes,
Y'all doing
yes.
that kind
But
of that.
dad is more of the second that infant is born, and she actually holds my pinky finger
Yes,
with
sir.
all her 5 fingers. I'm already the dad. I'm already like I'm already in a position where I'm a dad. I mean, my pinky
Right.
finger was right there on her 5 fingers holding me like this. So yes, I am a dad at that second.
Yeah.
Yes, but my
And
father is
and
more of
it's
a stage.
and it's your continued presence and activity in that life that keeps you there. Like you could be
Yes,
there and then, like you say, go get milk and disappear.
yes,
But it's your continued involvement that separates the two. So
yes.
I got one big question for you guys, and I wish either my dad or my son could have been. That would have been great. I could have bounced it off of them two to see what they.
Yes.
But here's a serious question. And Polite, you gave us your answer real early in the show about our
Yes.
last question. And the last question
Honestly,
to
I don't
all
even
three.
know. I don't even
Uh,
know how I'm surviving this whole topic because this one is kind of a little bit out of my reach. Like I'm not in a
it's not.
situation where.
It's perfect. You're right where you need to be. So
Yes.
we thank you for all of your input for the show, and I appreciate you being here and being so honest with us. But we're gonna
Yes,
ask this
sir.
last, and I want you three guys to really dig deep about this, and then take your time. All right. And Polite, you already asked, so I'm just asking the other two, then I'll go last. If you asked your own children today, have you done enough to earn the title of father, as we've announced it? Have you earned the title of father? What do you think their response would be?
Skumba, you got this. Let's go.
No, no, give him a second. Give him a second. No, Josh left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's coming back. He's coming back. Go ahead, Scoop.
Okay. So at the moment, right? My I have only one daughter who can be able to talk, right? Because remember, I once told you that my second one is suffering from CP.
Okay.
And then the third one, she haven't started talking, but she can call me daddy sometimes.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but with no doubt, I would say Stacy would say only like all the positive things about me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I can also admit that.
Yeah, and we've read some of you. You posted some of her or her letters to you in the group, and it's amazing. It's very
Yes.
touching to hear some of the things how she speaks so highly of you, and that's
Yeah,
only through your actions. So I'm very very glad for that. I'm very glad.
yeah, they're so super amazing, man. Sometimes even if like I am doubting myself, she can just send me a message, like a very touching message. Sometimes like I break down myself, like, oh, I'm so proud of my daughter, because the other thing is I'm trying to give her like a best education. She's since grade R, she never went to a public school. She's been in a private school ever since. So like I'm like really trying my best for her to be like more educated, or she can be like a better person than me, or she can like work a better job than me. So that's all my intention.
And through your sacrifice, that's going to be a great stepping stool for her to make it, so that you can see her be those things better than you. And look at that,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen. My son Marcus joined the chat. He hadn't turned his camera back on. I think he's driving. So we're gonna get his response to this question here in a second. So, Josh, same to you, and thank you for that, Scuba. I appreciate that. I'm glad that she has someone like you in her life, so she can speak so highly of you, because a lot of children don't, and I appreciate that, and I know she does too. Josh, the stepfather and the new father. If
Yes, sir.
your children,
Yes, sir.
children could have a say so, have you done enough to earn the title of father? What would they say?
This one is a little bit tricky for me personally, Kings. Um, I can never replace their fathers. Their fathers are still alive. They still communicate with their father.
Mhm.
And over time, me and them got to a stage where they started calling me Papa. I mean,
Mm,
it's a way of saying dad in our language. And they are aware that I'm not biologically their father, but they've accepted me as the father they stay with, the guidance, the head of the house, if that makes sense.
yeah, but you
So
earned that though.
I'm not, yes, in a way I did earn it because it didn't start off like that. They used to call me by name back in the day. And over time, the more we started staying together, the more we started learning each other, then it felt right for them to switch from calling me by name to calling me Bob.
Okay, I like it. I
I
like it.
Yeah, I hear you, King. I do not aim to replace their fathers. It's it's never gonna be possible, and I don't wish for that. But the more they're growing, the more they're viewing and respecting me they're placing me in a position where I'm the one who provides, and it's a they call me daddy. I want this, daddy, that. That bother me like my own flesh and blood, even though they are aware that they do have their father who calls sometimes, and they see him also some other times as well. And in a way, it's good But I'm not sure if there's ever gonna be a higher position for me in this situation where I don't know if you get me, gentlemen, where I can elevate to another level. Because the level I'm at right now, they fully respect and view me as a dad, as that guy, I'm the provider, the one who stay with. If I have a problem, he's gonna help. If I do something wrong, that's the guy who's gonna make sure he puts me back in line. They do have that little fear, the fatherly fear I instill, but they're still aware of the fact that they have their biological father.
Well, let me say this to you because we're in a similar situation.
Yes,
I don't
sir.
think I don't think you're going to earn that next level yet. They will tell you as they get older and they start to understand more. They're going to give you that title if you earn it. And
But
so as long
what
as you
is the
continue,
next level in this point, King?
that's what I'm trying to get at. There's no title for it. Being a
Yeah.
stepfather because you've
Mm,
already earned the rank of dad with them. Like Skumba said earlier, the more you
mm,
input, the more you do, the more familiar you start to get called dad. The formal father title is going to come out like, let's say, when they go to matric and they're going to graduate, and they say, "I want to thank my mom and my dad." They're going to be talking about you like you're the biological. They're going to put you in that place because of what you do now. So you're earning it now. You've already got the rank, but when you formalize for father, they're going to be the ones to give you that because of what you do now. Like you won't be able to know it until it happens, but then when it
mm.
happens and you see it, they'll tell you, and then you'll sit back and like, okay, now I know I did a good job. But not until then, you
Okay.
know,
Okay.
if I had to answer the same question with my stepkids right now, no, I'm
Yeah.
not stepfather, because it's been a rough road. It's been rocky. We've been trying to figure things out. Like I said, I wish I
Mm,
could go back a couple years and change some things and make it better for them. But no, I haven't earned that with them yet. No, it's still just that's my mom's husband. We
Okay,
still
may
getting.
I, may
But
I
all
say
right.
something to that?
Yes,
I'm sorry.
sir.
Okay, so I would like to say, you know what, everything takes time. You don't have to rush it.
Yes, sir.
Just do good and relax. You know what, if like
Mm,
let's say you wanna like look like Marcus, you wanna like be fit like Marcus, you can't wake up looking like Marcus tomorrow. It takes time, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you have to
And
wake
I'm
up
getting
every
that
day.
now. That's the more we talk about it,
mm,
the more I understand that, I came in hard, I came in tough, but they weren't ready for that. They're not used to that. So now I have to backtrack and fix things and get back on the right track with it with those things. But with
slowly.
my adult
Yes.
children, and I hope Marcus can answer this, if 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 I had to ask him, I think he would say I've done enough to earn the title of father. And even though we missed a lot of time with the military situation and divorce, I would like to think that he would answer yes, he's earned the title of father. But even if I haven't, um, I would still like to know what I could do because we are close. Me and my son, we are close. But I would like to know what more I could do with him to earn that title, even if I ever could. So with that, if he's on here, Marcus, if you could turn your camera on, and you still there? I see you, bro. Oh, there you
Yeah, I'm still here.
go. Okay. If someone asked you today, has your father earned the rank of father in your life? What would your response be? And you can be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
Say again.
I say yeah. It's like, what's the other part of the question?
Like, what has he done enough to earn the title of father? Yes. And if he hasn't, what more could he do to be quote unquote father to you?
I mean, yeah, you have. I would say that I don't. The title, I mean, father is just a title. You got a responsibility attached to it. So I mean, you checked all your boxes. I never really needed for nothing. We wasn't homeless. I made it past 21. I get mentor advice, good advice from you when I have questions. So yeah, I mean, you just have a responsibility of when they set out to the world, are they ready? And I feel like I'm ready. So yeah, I would say that.
Okay. And I thank you for that too. And that makes me extremely proud to hear you say it. But I also want the panel to know that you yourself have become a father now. You have a 4-month-old, 5 month. Is she 4 or 5 months?
5 months. About
5
to be
months,
6
man.
in like 2 weeks.
She's flying. So I have another granddaughter. She's about to be 6 months old in a couple weeks. So Marcus, how has having your own child now changed your emotions or changed how you approach life now? Even though you had the stepchild in your life, now that you have your own child, how has things changed for you emotionally?
I mean, I love my daughter. It's the only reason I go to a job I hate. So I mean, I just know I have a lot more responsibility. It's not just me. I can't, thug it out and make draft decisions no more. Just gotta be more thoughtful and mindful that you got somebody dependent on you.
Okay. And has that awareness went up? I mean, I know it's heightened now, but is it now affecting how you're approaching your own future now, as far as like the choices you're going to make in your near future and more adult future?
I mean, yeah, you want to set out to have some type of foundation. And mine's right now is just to make sure while she's still young, I'm able to get the job and stuff I need to prepare for when she gets in school and middle school and start growing and need more. It won't be such a struggle for her. She knows she got full support.
Okay,
So
that's good.
really just more occupied with making the house stable, making the house comfortable, so they have a place to grow up in a safe environment. They don't have to know. They're gonna know struggle. They're gonna be humble, but they're not gonna have to live it every day because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Exactly. See, when I hear him talk like this, it makes me proud. It makes me think that I actually did a good job. I had a lot of screw ups coming up because I didn't know what I was doing. I was like most everybody. We had children too young. We didn't know enough. And to hear how he's speaking and how he's come around, it's okay. I must have did something right. So I'm happy to hear you talk like that, son. I'm glad that you're being the man that you are, and nothing makes me more prouder than that. For you to carry my name into a future that you're going to make, not off of things that I'm going to give to you necessarily. I'm going to help, but it's going to be all off of your doing, and the things that you're doing and the man that you're becoming makes me very, very proud. Make me very proud.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And my advice to like Polite is to not sit in this journey alone. You don't have to be by yourself in this. I'm not your dad. I can't be your dad, but I would like to be a mentor if you want to. Like I said, Bishop Ed Belong at Grace Impact Court. You can reach out for him. He's going to be available for you, and he can be a resource for you, as well as Josh. All of you guys. That spiritual connection that we all need to develop, he's there for us. And so I reach out to him all the time for things. And that's why when I come and I see you guys and I talk with you guys, I have more information. I want to give more info and more knowledge and more input so you guys can continue your growth and your journeys as well. And of course, with Marcus, even though he's 10,000 miles away now, I chose to move to South Africa, I still have a way to reach out and touch his life and still be an impact in his life if I can. So our teaching is never done. And when we're fathers, we're going to be fathers until we pass away. No matter how old they get, we're always going to be fathers. We're always going to be teaching. We're always going to be mentoring and showing leadership. So be on your P's and Q's. Watch what you say. Watch what you do. They absorb everything, good and bad. So you have to be mindful and aware at all times. And like I said, in my household, I got a lot of work to do here to get things on the right track. So I'm in no means perfect. And I depend on you guys to be there for me when I need it. So I appreciate all of the input that we went through tonight. If any of y'all want to have something to say before we shut it down, you can say it now, and then we'll close out here in a few moments. Or give me a takeaway or something like that for the show. What do you got for me? Anybody? Come
I
on,
don't get a
guys.
question in the end.
Huh?
I don't get a question.
Just whatever you want to ask.
Oh no, I'm saying is I don't get a question from you in the end.
Well, I think you've put out enough, and I don't want to put your whole life on YouTube. So I'll probably address you personally, one-on-one, instead of
Okay.
questions I want to ask live on YouTube for the world to hear.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Josh, Scuba, anybody?
Yeah, I really appreciate this, Kings. If I had one thing to say, I'd say to all the fathers out there, I've recently become a father, and just being there for your child, it means a lot. You know, I know things may be tough. Nothing is easy in life. Nothing worthwhile is easy. So just being there doesn't take much to be a father. It's just the presence, caring, and loving the kid. I think it's all that matters. I wish we could all give a little bit more attention to our children. I mean, I know a lot of families grow up without the father, either due to separation or due to life death situations. But all in all, I grew up without a father because he passed away while I was still young. But having a male person in my life who just cares, who's just there, who's just there at home when I get there, who's just there, you know, it doesn't have to be doing much, it's just being there. It means a lot. It means a lot. Yes,
Thank you,
gentlemen,
sir.
that's my takeaway. I wish all the men would do that. Stay at home.
All right. Scuba.
Thank you.
Man, I would like to say thank you all guys for your all inputs. And then I'd like to say thank you so much, Josh, and I'm so proud of you, man, for stepping up, man. Like most of people at your age, bro, they're just fucking around, man. So I'm so proud of you, bro. Keep it up. Yeah, and polite, man. I'm so proud of you, man. At your age, I don't know, man. Some of the guys, they are not working right now. They are not even looking for a job, bro. So I'd like to say, keep it up, man, and then keep people like Marcus and Josh around. So, man, so
And
proud of
Skumba as well. Yes.
you.
Yes. We do not forget Skumba there.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I thank you so much, guys. It's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys.
I want to leave everybody with this, as the men have stated on the panel. It's not about the amount of money that you spend, the shoes that you buy, the kind of car, anything that you drive. Be a man of your word. You know, your presence does mean a lot. But if you make a promise to the child, fulfill that promise. If you say you're going to be there, damn it, be there. If you say you're coming to pick them up, go get them. Come hell or high water, go get them. even if it's just to sit in the car and talk to them, go pick them up, go spend time, go see them. Your baby mama or your ex-wife or whatever giving you problems, deal with it, but then go deal with your children. Whatever it takes to be in their life, do that. Be in their life. Don't leave them without you. It's the most impactful relationship in a child's life is the one with their father. And I can tell you right now, I wish I had all my kids and grandkids with me every day. And I have to beg for pictures and photos because, like I said, I moved 10,000 miles away. So, but I still want to be there. I still want to be in their life. And I just wish that everyone had the opportunity to have that father figure in their life from day one. I wish it, because I was like Polite. I sat in the same chair you're sitting in, man. And it's hard as hell. When he's not there, it's hard. And it is frustrating, it's aggravating, it's anger, it's all kind of emotion. But you have to forgive and move on. And it took me a lot to do that. And now my father comes back. And it's like he never left. But that took time. And so I hope and pray that one day you get that closure, whether it's for him coming back to you or you contacting him one day or something like that. You can finally move past that, but you're not alone. And there won't be you will be alone from here on out. So I thank Bishop, I thank my son for calling in, and I thank you guys for all of your impact. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Father versus Dad, and I'm your host and founder of the XY Perspective, Marcus Bradley. I wish you all a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of the month and get ready for these holidays that are coming up. More money, more money, more money.
More problems. Do not forget the problems.
Y'all have a good evening, gentlemen, and I will talk to y'all soon.
Thank you, King. Thank you.
All right now. Good night,
Cheers.
everybody.
Cheers,
Good
King.
night. Good night. Good night. Good night.